Now the camera will actually work and it will automatically load in this data set. The only problem is at the minute is it doesn't know where to show the 3D objects. So if we go back, I'll just pull this out slightly. If we go back to the Vuforia folder and into the prefabs, we're going to be using an image target. That means if the camera spots the graphic inside the dataset, it will put the object on top of that image target virtually. So let's drag this prefab out and drop that on. Now if I double click, it will zoom in slightly, and you can see the size is about the same as one square, so it's one world unit. Now if you remember our database when we uploaded it, we said that the image target is 4 world units in width. So on the right hand side now in the inspector, while the image target is selected, if you come down to this script here, it expects a few settings. It's asking me what database do I want to look for and use for this particular image target. The one I want to use is my AR game. And then it wants to know what graphic from the two will I look for. The one I want to use is the stones graphic. Now if I just zoom out slightly, you can see that the size of the target has dynamically increased to 4 world units as I decided on the Vuforia's website. So now what we have is an AR camera. It has a license key. It has a database that we downloaded from the website containing the images to scan for in the real world. We've activated the database, and we also have an image target that we dropped onto our scene. On the image target itself, because the AR camera has the databases loaded, we can access the 2 images. Okay, so in theory, we're ready to go, guys. We're ready to hit play and scan for the graphics. Okay, guys, so now everything's set up and we're ready to go. The only problem is, in our real world, we don't have the 2 graphics. They're on the computer. So what I need you to do is either print the 2 images off onto pieces of paper and place them on a table or any flat surface that you like. Or you can do what I've done for ease, which is I emailed the 2 images to my mobile phone. And then what I'm going to do in a second is I'm going to press play, which will activate the application and turn on my laptop's camera. And it will then scan my background world based on my camera and look for these image targets. If it spots the picture of the stones, it will superimpose my image target into my world. So let's do it. We need to add an object to the scene that we can see when that image target is detected. So I want you to go up to Game Object, down to 3D Object, and we're going to add another cube. So I'm just going to position the cube on the image target. Now I need to make the cube a child of the image target. And then if I come up here and reset it, there we go. It has now matched the image target and centered everything out. It's a little bit huge, so I'm just going to scale it down slightly and then reposition it so it's hovering a little bit above the image target. So the effect that I want to create is that when the image is seen in the real world, my cube will appear in this position, slightly levitating above my image target. I'm just going to center it slightly. There we go. So if you print off the graphic and the camera successfully detects that in the real world, this is the augmented reality 3D object that we're going to see. It's still a little bit big, so I'm just going to click the scale tool and just click and drag again and just shrink it down slightly. So that should be okay. Maybe slightly lower. It doesn't really matter. I'm just messing around really to give it the effect that I like. Okay, so right, in theory, I have the two images saved on my mobile phone. You guys can print it off and do this on the desktop and just point your webcam to the images or hold the paper up in front of your laptop if you're using a laptop camera. Okay, so moment of truth. The camera set up, the image target is in the scene. We've connected the database and assigned the correct graphic for the image target to look for. And then we've made a cube as a child object of the image target. When I press play, the script on the camera should run. It will load the correct database in. The image target will appear on the scene. And if the camera detects the image target, which has the stones image, it will show us the cube. So here we go. Let's press play and find out if it's all worked. So unfortunately for you guys, first of all, you're going to see me. Hi. And now here we go, moment of truth. I'll hold my phone up. Hey, and there it is. So there's the cube. Whoa, accidentally pressing the volume. But you can see the effect of the 3D cube. If I turn it slightly, you can see that it's actually higher up than the screen, and it did have the effect that I wanted, where the cube was slightly levitated. And because of all those identifiable markers around, when I tilt using the accelerometer, Vuforia is smart enough to reposition the pivot of that cube in the 3D world and create an awesome augmented reality effect. So I'll press play, and I'm just going to scale the cube back up slightly. Oh, I'll make sure you're selecting the cube and scale the cube up, and then I'm going to move it higher. There we go. And I'm going to press play again, and then this time you should be able to see it more clearly. Okay, so here we go. Ah, fantastic. That looks cool. And there you go, your first AR mini application with a cube. So here we go. Let's have some fun now. I'm going to pause the video here, and I'll see you in the next one.